Here's what I said. All empires rise and fall. So I read them this. This is from actually an essay written by Sir John Glubb, who's a British general who's since died. But he wrote this paper called The Fate of Empires, and he charted the rise and fall of empires beginning with the Assyrians all the way to modern Britain. And he was just looking for his Arab pattern. This is what I was kind of talking about earlier. And then he came up with, wow, there's really 6 stages of every empire, and it's so common, he said it's boring. And so what I'm going to read you is the rise and fall of the Assyrian 9th century empire. See if this sounds familiar to us today. Here's how they begin. They begin, step 1, stage 1. Here's how they begin. It's called the Age of Pioneers. These are just his designations, but here's his description. The Age of Pioneers. Fearless, courageous, and without constraint, invaders surprise the dominant civilization with their attacks. So there's a dominant civilization that's kind of teetering, and so the new civilization is the Age of Pioneers, and they start to attack the failing empire, and they surprise the dominant empire with their attacks. Strong virtues of shared purpose, honor, and a strict moral code hold them together. This is the emerging nation, civilization, empire. 2, the age of pioneers into the age of conquest. Using more sophisticated and disciplined military action that they learned from the civilization that they're conquering, they take control. Often there's a strong religious imperative to their conquest. They are doing God's work. This is the Assyrians in the 9th century. 3, the age of commerce. With a strong military to protect the frontiers, explorers embark on a search for wealth. Wealth creation, seeking new enterprises as far as they can reach. Wealth creation and seeking enterprises as far as they can reach. Values of glory and honor begin to give way to values of profit and personal wealth. The rich build palaces, railroads, hotels, communication networks depending on the cultural context. Stage 4, the age of affluence. Service ethics disappear and selfishness takes over. Here's the education shift. Education shifts from learning as the main goal to obtaining qualifications for high-paying jobs. The young and ambitious seek wealth, not honor or service. Stage 5, the age of the intellect. The arts and knowledge flourish in the midst of decline. Intellectuals are prevalent and engage in incessant talking as a substitute for action. The belief takes hold that problems can be solved by mental cleverness rather than selfless service and courage. Natural sciences advance, but do not prevent decline. The sciences are getting greater and greater, but the sciences can't stop decline. Civil conflict increases even as the empire is under dire threat. The empire is under dire threat and civil conflict is going up. Instead of banding together to preserve the nation, internal political factions seek to destroy one another. And then age 6, level 6, the age of decadence. Wealth and power have led to petty and negative behaviors, including narcissism, consumerism, materialism, nihilism, fanaticism, and high levels of frivolity, like just pointless stuff. A celebrity culture worships athletes, actors, and singers. This is 9th century Assyria on its way to becoming nothing. A celebrity culture worships athletes, actors, and singers. The masses are distracted by entertainment and sporting events. They abandon moral restraint, they shirk duties, and they insist on entitlements. The leaders believe, listen to this, the leaders believe they are impervious and will govern forever. They can no longer be taken out of power. That's what they start to believe. This age also develops the welfare state as imperial leaders generously build universities and hospitals, give grants to university students, support the young and the poor, and extend citizenship to everyone. When they run out of money, all the benevolence disappears and these institutions shut their doors. And that's the end of the empire. 275 years for that to happen. In every situation between 200 and 275 years, this is what they do. That's pretty scary because that sounds so familiar. And then the empire falls and a new one takes over and does exactly the same thing again. I read that to these Muslim and Christian guys. And I said, what can we do to stop that? No one has ever stopped that. Do you know that? Sir John Glubb was writing it when the British Empire used to rule the world. The saying was the sun never sets on the British Empire. And then by the time he died, they couldn't even keep a prime minister in power. Like that's what happened? This. And when you're reading Moses talking about worldview, this is the separation worldview. This is what it does, empire after empire after empire. And